Good afternoon, folks. It is Friday. I thought it was Saturday, but then I realized why would the physical therapist be coming out here on a Saturday? So I realized no, it's Friday. I think because of the fact that I got up earlier than normal and my sleep was a little, I don't want to say difficult, but I did toss and turn. I know because of the way the sheets were. And I think part of the reason why I tossed and turned is because of the fact that it was so hot in that bedroom and I was wearing lightweight, cool, comfortable clothing to sleep in because I know if I don't put on comfortable, cool, materials, um, I would end up sweating myself to death because of just my body temperature and the way my body works. And yeah, I know a lot of people won't believe this, but my body temperature rises when I'm sleeping instead of lowering like most people. So even though I am not naturally insulated, I am average sized with a little bit of a pot belly. Um, not even a big pot belly. I mean, I'm just well fed. Um, I've always been that way all my life. My body temperature's always gone up at night when I'm sleeping. Why? Don't know. Not even the doctors can figure it out. They just went, okay, this kid's got a weird, temperature, system. It's probably one of the reasons why I can handle cold weather because it don't bug me while I'm sleeping. As long as I'm comfortable and can get to sleep, you know, it kind of became a joke about, especially when I was in Yellowstone, and people would, well, the first time I was up there before I got married, the girl that I started dating while I was there, summer fling, however you want to put it, used to joke about the fact that my temperature at nighttime was so warm that you can throw a pile of snow on my face and it would melt instantaneously. But that was in. This is now. I'm still warm blooded, but eh. Life around here today got a little, well, actually, the last couple days, because I haven't done a video in at least a day or two, has been getting, how would you put it, busy. Between Jerry's visiting medical people, between yesterday was a full house. Yesterday we had, the shower aide come in, the home health person that comes in to spend 3 hours with Jerry, helping Jerry do whatever, or just hanging out, and the visiting nurse. So yesterday was kind of a full house. That in fact I had to do a lot of running around. Was it a grocery pickup, a pickup at Menards, chauffeuring the gal that does the 3 hours worth of home health aid because she doesn't have a car, so she needed someone to take her to pick up her groceries and help her get the groceries into her apartment and just general helping out basically. So yesterday I was so busy running around that we didn't get the chance to do any kind of projects in the house. By the time I got done running around and getting dinner made or getting dinners dealt with, yesterday was basically a kind of a Jerry decided to do a fend for yourself because I was running around that she knew I was going to be too tired to do dinner. It's like, well, I could have done dinner, but yeah, my legs are I'm kind of, worn out. So yesterday, instead of doing housework after 5 o'clock, after we got our dinners made up and dealt with. Um, Leftovers are great. I love leftovers, so no big deal for me. But I I went in and at like 6 o'clock or so and said, okay, I forgot to do a video. I don't feel like doing a video now because my brain's just way out of whack. So we ended up watching a couple of episodes of the new Star Wars series on Disney Plus, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And so far it's really good. There was another series that we wanted to watch and I totally forgot about it, and it just blanked out of my head again. It was a new series on Disney Plus, I think it was, that looked really good. And no, it wasn't Miss Marvel, it was something else. And I don't remember what it was. I'll figure it out. It will hit me again. But I keep on sitting there going, I want to finish watching Vikings before I start any new series, because I'm so behind on Vikings that it's just like, why did we stop watching it? What happened? What you know? And I was like, oh, I know what happened. I got busy with my job, you know. But I'm happy that we got to watch something we both enjoyed. One of the biggest reasons why I didn't want to watch Miss Marvel, it just doesn't seem to be my it's basically, it's in my mind, it's Disney trying to continue the Marvel franchise when the Marvel franchise can continue itself if it wanted to. I know because of certain things that happened over the last year or so that certain movie series or whatever with Marvel kind of hit a temporary standstill because of, you know, one character passed away and another, you know, they just kind of like hit the proverbial brick wall. I mean, they tried to do new Spider-Man movies, which were pretty good. The new Doctor Strange movie looks pretty good. But these sub TV series or movies or whatnot that just, they're trying to take and create storylines and whatnot, it's just kind of like, I it's not that I approve or disapprove. It's just kind of like, you know, when you hit a point where you can't make anything better, it's best to just leave it alone, because sometimes your attempts to make something look better or something to be newer or something along that line kind of frazzles. It just fizzles out. I mean, the new Miss Marvel series on Disney looks like it would be great for teenagers and whatnot, but I mean, I saw the trailer and whatnot, and I'm kind of like, no, it does not look like something that I would be interested in. But yeah, they've got the new Doctor Strange movie out. They've got which I'm waiting for it to hit Disney Plus because I can't afford to go to the theaters. Well, it's not that I can't afford it. It's more like I don't want to go without Jerry, and Jerry doesn't want to go when there are big crowds, which I don't blame her under the circumstances. But then there's the new Thor movie coming out, Thunder and Love or something like that. Love and Thunder, or I can't remember the title of it. But it's kind of like, yeah, it's another Marvel stretch, basically. The other Thor movies, like Thor in the Dark World and Thor Ragnarok, yeah, okay, I can see those happening. But yeah, this new Thor movie might be good for the action scenes and whatnot, but for the storyline and all that, um, I think Marvel stretched it a little too far. I mean, there's a lot of things that make me kind of go, I'm kind of happy that, yeah, Stan Lee decided to bring a Norse god into the mix of the Marvel Universe. But at the same time, it's kind of like he doesn't sound Norwegian. He does not look like the stories that I read, because one, I think the closest they got to making Thor look like the real Thor from the stories that I read is when in games, when he was pot bellied and drunk and whatnot. The stories I've heard about the real Thor is Thor was a party boy. He liked to party. He liked to drink. He liked to, you know, get into brawls. He was, considered one of the strongest of the Norse deities, even though he looked like, go back to the bar and drink another pint or something like that type guy. So when they did the actor to look like he had a pot belly and whatnot in the beginning of in games, yeah, that's the Thor that I always imagined from the stories. But Hollywood will do what Hollywood wants to do, and Stan Lee had his vision of Thor. The stories that came out of Norway and the Nordic territories had a different image, But hey, modern day people think Vikings had horned helmets. No, they didn't. True Vikings look like ordinary, everyday farmers with weapons. Men and women who went out to go Viking. In fact, I kind of get a little upset every so often when people mistakenly call Norsemen Vikings, because that's not a people, that's an occupation. The people were the Norsemen or the Danes, or back then Scandinavians, which is not a single country. It's basically that whole area that is the 5 nations of the Nordic people. Is it 5 nations? Yeah. Denmark, Sweden, Finland, Norway, Iceland, Greenland. Or was it 4? I thought it was 5. I might be missing one. I don't think Greenland was considered one of them. I know it was like Iceland, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and there was another one. I can't remember the name of it. So forgive me, I don't know all of them anymore. But that's why to me, it's like when people sit there talking about going Viking, I'm like, do you know what that means? Or are we talking about the Minnesota Vikings, which is a football team? Oh, no, we're talking about the Vikings. I'm like, who are the Vikings? Oh, the Vikings. Everybody talks about the Vikings. And I'm like, Vikings are not people. Vikings was an occupation by the Nordic people, or the Norsemen, as the English would call them. Northmen, not Norse, Northmen. That's what the English used to call them. And people want to get into a fight, and I'm like, look, don't come talk to me about it if you don't know what you're talking about, because I've got books galore. Oh, historians and archaeologists and people from Norway who know the history. I mean, like even I have got a couple of them that a couple books that are like the Vikings. Who were the Vikings? Um, Book of Viking mythology. And then I've got these books over here that are like still say Vikings, but there's this one that don't even say Viking. It just says Norse mythology. It's like I understand that these people are using words or terms that most people associate with the Norsemen. Because, okay, if you want to get down to the bottom line, yes, the Norsemen were known for their Viking lifestyles. But Viking is not the people, it's what they did. So that's when I kind of get, like, if you're going to talk about the Vikings, let's talk about what they did. Don't act like that's the people. That was their job. That was a job that they did to survive. Now, if you want to talk about the people who were Vikings, then we're going to talk about the Norsemen, their belief system, their lifestyle, their way they dressed, the way they lived before they became the Vikings that we know today. So it's kind of like one of those, are we talking about what they did, or are we talking about the people? Because if we're talking about what they did, okay, yes, we can talk Viking. But if you want to talk about the people, no, the people were not Vikings. That was their job. The people were known as the Norsemen, or the Northmen. But anyhow, I'm going round robin there. I'm sorry. I just, I'm getting more and more impassioned by not only the knowledge that I'm gaining from reading these books, but I get into this room and my decor is becoming more and more Nordic-like. And I'm becoming obsessed with them. That's the only way I can describe it. And I tell you, yes, I would love to redecorate my whole home, interior and exterior, to be Nordic-like or Norse-like or Norwegian-like, more Norwegian than anything else. But in order to do that, especially on the interior, we would have to start living more and more like minimalists, which Jerry does not want to do. Not yet. She every so often goes, yeah, I want to purge, I want to do this, I want to do that, so we don't have as much stuff. So if we do decide to live the RV life, this may not be necessary. And I'm like, I'm all for that. I'm all for selling everything I have except for books and clothing. And it would be selected books, because I don't need all of them. And then it would be enough clothing to last me 7 days. A couple extra t-shirts, a couple extra pair of pants, but enough clothing to last me 7 days. So on the 6th day, I have a choice of either going to a place that has a laundromat, or hoping that mom or one of my family members would allow us to stop by and use their machines to wash our clothes. Which kind of sounds weird, because unless I want to hand wash them, and there are systems that you can buy that you basically hand wash your clothes in. I don't know of an RV big enough to hold all the clothes that we have, unless we're getting a Class A with a bunch of extra cabinets and space and whatnot for clothing. I don't want to do that. I don't know if I need a special license or whatnot to drive a Class A, because Class A RVs are about the same size as a Greyhound bus, if not bigger. And I don't know if I can handle something like that. That's why I want to start with my minivan and then maybe go up to a Class B. C is a cargo van, so it would be the same size, if not bigger than a 9-passenger van. Class B is like a box truck, like if I took a U-Haul U-Haul vehicle and turned it into a RV. Class A's are the buses, and they can cost you a couple $100,000. So yeah, and I don't know why they do that, because okay, if you're going by price, it would be Class A. The next highest price down from a Class A would be the Class C, which is cargo van, and then the Class Bs, which are box trucks, are cheaper than the Class C. That don't make no sense. So, I don't know. But sorry, my mind is starting to go anywhere and everywhere. But there's a lot going on here. I mean, trying to fix up the house so it looks decent and we can use the guest room, and I can come in here and use this room without feeling cluttered or anything like that. And Jay's trying to do the same with her craft room, trying to clean it up so it's easier to get to stuff and it's not cluttered. I'm trying to keep and maintain the cleanliness of my kitchen and living room because, well, that's what everybody would see when they walk in the house, and it would not look good if my kitchen area is a mess. Now, granted, it is slightly cluttered because of some of the food items that we don't have places for. And in front of the coffee bar, there's some stuff there that I need to find homes for. But if somebody were to come in to look for cleanliness in my kitchen, yeah, okay, my floor might need to be swept over so often, which I try to keep up with. But I don't let crumbs or debris stay on my counters or piles of dishes in my sink. The one thing that, and I'm not harping on anybody, but the one thing that gets me sometimes is all three of us are adults. We should know how to clean up after ourselves and whatnot. But every so often, we're in a rush to get hot food, sit down and eat the hot food before it became cold, because the temperature in my house is roughly 68 degrees during the daytime with the air conditioner, and about 66 to 65 degrees at night when Jay and I are sleeping, mainly because of the factor that, I keep on saying the word factor, mainly because the fact is our bedroom and this room are south facing, and they get the sunlight all day long, all year round. So during the summertime, not only are we getting the sun beating down on these rooms, but we're getting the actual heat from the outside coming in. And that's not because, I don't know if that's because of poor insulation, old windows with poor seals, whatever. This part of the house was originally built back in the 60s, I think. Or at least that's what we're told. So it's one of the things that we try to convince Mom when we moved in, is to take this side of the house. She'll have the 3 rooms or 4 rooms. Jay and I can be in her side where she is now, have her bedroom for our room, the other room, the spare bedroom for a craft room or whatever, will be closed off from the rest of the house. Mom can do whatever she wants in the rest of the house. And Mom goes, no, I prefer that side because we can put a door here in this archway, and that way I don't have to listen to you guys. Well, when we first did that, she would come out every so often, especially if we were up past 10:30 at night watching TV shows, and we'd have to turn the volume up so we can hear it, and she'd come out and go, I can't hear my stuff. You guys are too noisy. And I'm like, okay, Mom, we'll shut down. We'll go into our room and watch whatever in our room. And that became the routine, just to make her happy. Even though at times neither Jerry or I were like How's it that loud? We had it pretty low, and we were having trouble hearing. But we learned how to coexist. We learned how to deal with each other. And for the most part, I mean, I love my mom, but for the most part, mom's a recluse. She likes to be by herself, alone, all that. She reaps the benefit of me and Jerry being here because we will cook. We'll do most of the cleaning out in the living room. She'll only have to worry about her bedroom and her office area. Well, as time went on, Mom became more interactive. We would have game nights where we sit and play, card games or board games or something like that. And when Jerry got sick, Mom really stepped up and tried to do everything that she could for Jerry when I wasn't here. And she'd go in there and check on her, get her waters, get her a coffee if I had a cold brew pre-made for Jerry, things like that. Get her, bring in the items that Jerry wanted to make a lunch, and then take whatever leftovers and put it back, where they belonged. And I thought that I really believe that was helping Jerry and Mom's relation to get closer to each other. Mom started spending time with Jerry Ann, chit chatting and talking about whatever, and it was good. Everything was good. And well, recently, because of Mom's back problems and whatnot, that kind of went to the side. Basically, went to a back burner because Mom's back was giving her problems, and I thought Mom was. I keep on telling Mom, you got VA benefits. Get a hold of the VA office and see if they can set you up where somebody will come in twice a week, every other day, except for weekends, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just to come in, check on you, help you with whatever projects you needed help with, help you with cleaning, stuff so you don't have to, bend your back out of whack every day. And she keeps going, yeah, I know, I should do this and I should do that. I'm like, no. There's no should. There's no should have. It's you need to do it now. You're getting to the point where you're one step away from either ending up in a hospital because you've broken your back, or in a care facility because there's nothing I can do for you. And I don't want her to go into a care facility. I don't want her to have, such bad issues that she becomes laid up and needs a daily nurse to come in, or people to come in every day to check on you, to feed you, to bathe you, to make sure you take your meds, any of that stuff. I really don't want that for her, but the thing is, you gotta do what you gotta do to make your life comfortable. And if that means having people come in to help you make your life comfortable, because like she keeps on saying to me, even though I tell her otherwise, she keeps on saying, I can't ask you to do these things. You've got too much on your plate. And I'm like, Mom, Jerry's got people coming in to help her. You don't have anybody but me. So unless you're going to get the help that you need to help take care of your needs, you got to stop trying to do it yourself. You got to start asking for help. I don't care if it's your back is hurting, you need help changing your bed. Your back is hurting, so you need somebody to take the garbage out for you. Your back is hurting, you need somebody to put the clothes on the line. Your back is hurting, you need somebody to clean up the bathroom. I don't care. I'm doing that already. It's only going to take me an extra 5, 10, 15 minutes to come onto your side of the house and do these things. She has a friend that used to come in to help her with that stuff. She hasn't been able to come in lately because she's got her own health issues and problems. That's fine. That's fine and dandy. But the thing is, I don't want to see. I don't want to see either one of the women in my house, my wife and my mom, suffering. So I'm willing to do whatever it needs to be done to take care of my family. You know, my wife knows every so often I need to sleep in a different room just to get sleep. I mean, to literally catch up on sleep, to be able to go to sleep and fall asleep and stay asleep until either my alarm goes off or my body says, "Hey, you're getting up there in age. You need to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours before your alarm, to empty your bladder, and then you can come lay back down for that 2 hours." These are things I'm getting used to. These are things that need to be done. They're necessities. I don't need to spend 3 or 4 hours playing video games on my computer when there's stuff that needs to be done around the house, or there's people that need to be helped. You know, I play Civilization. I play WoW. I play Assassin's Creed. I play WoW is World of Warcraft. COD is Call of Duty. AC is Assassin's Creed, and then Civilization, which is Civ. I play those mostly to kill time and to relax. My wife knows this, but she lets me do it as long as I want to, because one reason or another, and I usually tell her why. I'm not feeling good today. All I want to do is sit around and play games. Or I'm done for the day because my body's worn out. All I want to do is sit and play games. And we've had our discussions. And I'm trying to make it where, okay, I'll stop working at 6 o'clock after dinner. And then from 7 o'clock or whatever time we get done with dinner until the time we decide to shut down for the night, I'm going to go sit with my wife, and we can either watch movies, or sometimes she's like, "I don't care what you do, I just want you in the room with me." I'll jump on my PS4 and play Assassin's Creed, whatever. Or I'll just sit in bed next to her and read. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, because of the circumstances, I am realizing that she's more important than doing my own thing. But she also knows that I need to do my own thing once in a while. So that's what we compromise, you know. And that's basically what life is about. It's, especially if you're living with somebody, whether it's your spouse, your roommate, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Life is about compromising for each other. And that's the same thing with just people in general. Sometimes you need to make compromise. You know, you need to make up decisions. Are you going to be a jerk and be stingy, or are you going to say, "Look, I've got a couple of extra dollars. There's this poor guy standing on the street corner. He looks desperate for a sandwich or something to eat. You know, I'll either hand him some money so he can do whatever he wants, which is his own business, or just go, "Hey, you look hungry. Here's a Happy Meal." You know, it's about compromisation and learning to living together as a species. It's not about, you know, who can build the best computer, who can build the tallest building, you know, who can make the best earth-friendly or green whatever. It's about learning to survive as a species against the elements that are thrown at us. You know, I mean, when mankind first crawled out of the cave, what was his first decision? To make shelter. His first decision to make shelter and get food. That's survival 101. Let's say for some reason God decides to snap his fingers and send us back to the Stone Age. I mean, literally. Modern day technology, cars, skyscrapers, our very own homes that we live in now disappear. You're thrown back into the time where you had to learn how to survive by building your own shelter and learning how to build a shelter that would withstand the winds and the rain. You had to learn how to hunt. You had to learn what kind of plants were edible compared to what kind of plants were poisonous and could kill you. You know how we did that? We learned what kind of plants are edible by watching nature. Oh, the birds are not touching those berries over there, but they're eating the crap out of those. Those must not be good for you. Learning how to stealthily sneak up close enough to a deer or some other animal that is edible, that could be eaten, to be able to hunt it, whether it was just with a spear or a bow and arrow or your bare hands and a flint knife. You know, back then it wasn't just survival of the fittest. It was surviving as a tribe, as a group. We don't know how to do that no more. It's all about me, I, mine. I can sit here right now and go, mine, 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 mine. You know what? It's not really mine. You know why? Has nothing to do with the money I bought, used to buy it, or the inheritance that I got as it was handed down through the generations. All this stuff, we can say we own it. Yeah, we own it because we pay for it. Guess what? Big man upstairs decides, nope, you don't have nothing. It's all gone. Snap of a finger, it's all gone. Scientists track hundreds of asteroids that are big enough to destroy our planet in one strike. What keeps them from actually coming and destroying everything on life, all life on the planet as we know it? Big man upstairs. Simple as that. We can sit here and go, oh yeah, we can track it, and if it gets too close, we can blast it out of the sky or be prepared for shelter or whatever. It don't mean squat. You know the old shell game. Oh look, we're watching this big old asteroid the size of a football field. It can, wipe out half of New York, not New York City, but half of New York State in one strike. Oh, wait a minute. It doesn't look like it's going to come close enough to do anything. It's just going to skim by us between Mars and the other side of the moon. We'll just have to worry about how close the moon it gets to, because if the moon gets pushed off its rotation around us, yeah, that could wreak havoc. But at the same time, we're watching this one asteroid when out of nowhere, something that NASA hasn't been able to track yet because they don't know about it. Dark side of the sun, basically. Dark side of the moon, not the sun, excuse me. The dark side of the moon flies past the moon and right into our planet, and there goes life as we know it. We've got the technology to track all these comets and asteroids and all that stuff. Dinosaurs didn't. That asteroid came out of nowhere because there was no way of knowing about it back then. It hit the Yucatan Peninsula, wiped out Earth wiped out life as we knew it. The only thing that survived after that comet was, small mammals and insects and, dinosaurs. Anything bigger than a horse, if the horses were then, became extinct. They pulled woolly mammoths out of the ice pack in Siberia and other places of the world. Fully intact woolly mammoth with grass in its mouth and still digesting in its stomach. like it was frozen instantaneously in the spot it was standing. I'm sorry. Just thinking about that makes me, shudder at the fact that it could happen again. But anyhow, I've talked too much and I've rattled on about a lot of different things, and I'm sorry. So I'm going to say, you guys have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. It's right around the corner. And yeah, have a good day. Oh, wait a minute. If you enjoyed this little spiel, go ahead and click the thumbs up button. If you have any questions, comments about this particular video, go ahead and put them in the question comment box. If the conversation was interesting to you and you want to see if I talk more about various things that I think about, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and once you do that, a little bell will pop up, and you can click on that, and YouTube will let you know when I put my next video on. So you guys have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.